Okay, Mayor, and I will turn it over to you.
Great. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to call the regular meeting of the October 8th City Council meeting to order. First item of business will be flag salute, so if you would join me in standing and
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,
which stands one nation.
Under God,
with justice for all.
indivisible.
you didn't keep up with me, folks.
You were on mute. We couldn't hear you.
All right, roll call, please, Amy.
Councilmember Bruins,
Present?
Councilmember Daniels,
Yep.
Councilmember Middleton,
Present.
Vice Mayor Miller,
Present.
and Mayor Slowey.
Present. We could have the video statement, please.
This meeting of the Citrus Heights City Council is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T Uverse cable systems. This meeting is closed caption and webcast at citrusheights.net. Tonight's meeting replays on Monday, October 12th at 9 a.m. on Channel 14, and a DVD copy is available for checkout from any library branch.
Thank you, Amy. First item, approval of the agenda.
I move approval of the agenda.
Second.
We have Bruins moving the item. We'll give Middleton the second. Roll call, Amy, please.
Councilmember Bruins,
Aye.
Councilmember Daniels,
Aye.
Councilmember Middleton,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller,
Aye.
and Mayor Slowey.
Aye. Thank you, Amy. First presentation.
We have presentation number 4, introduction of city engineer.
Good evening, members of the council. I'm Chris Boyd, the city manager. It's my pleasure tonight to take a moment to recognize Leslie Blomquist, particularly to her recent promotion from principal engineer to city engineer. The city engineer, as you know, is the top engineer management position overseeing all engineer functions in the city of Citrus Heights. Ever since Leslie came to Citrus Heights in 2015, she has been a force to be reckoned with. Leslie has brought the city's projects to the next level. As the Electric Greenway Trail Project co-architect, she helped secure over $6 million in grants to fund the trail and created a fresh and new public engagement process. Leslie's ability to strategically package highly competitive grant applications has also led to nearly $1 million in transportation planning grants. The Old Auburn Road Complete Streets Plan is now regionally acclaimed and is the foundation for quality of life improvements for residents and travelers along this corridor. Leslie also really gives back to her community. In addition to her outstanding professional contributions, she truly believes in the importance of civic engagement and community service. Leslie is a leader in the professional transportation industry organization called Advancing Women, Advancing Transportation. Leslie participates in their Transportation U effort, which is a hands-on interactive mentoring program that offers young girls ages 13 to 18 an introduction to a wide variety of transportation careers. I'm especially proud of Leslie's efforts to get involved with Sylvan Middle School's STEM program students. She's engaged students in evaluating ongoing traffic issues in front of their school and had the students tour City Hall to learn about the careers in local government and engineering. We always knew Leslie was a rising star, but now the Sacramento region has taken notice. I'm happy to announce Leslie has been recognized just recently by the Sacramento Business Journal as one of its 40 under 40 awardees for 2020. The Sacramento Business Journal honored only 40 people under the age of 40 in Sacramento, El Dorado, Placer, and Yolo counties who excel in their professions across all industries and contribute to their community. These are individuals who reflect the drive, commitment, and passion that help make the region great. A panel of judges evaluated the nominees based first and foremost on their accomplishments in the workplace and their industry-wide involvement. Contributions to the civic health of the Sacramento region through volunteer work and other forms of philanthropy were also considered. Leslie is the youngest of only 3 female city engineers in Sacramento, El Dorado, Placer, and Yolo counties. She was selected as a reflection of her long list of professional and personal accomplishments through philanthropic contributions to her community. Leslie's brought fresh, innovative, successful ideas to Citrus Heights, not only securing grants for projects, but developing projects that will benefit our community, our businesses, and residents for generations. Leslie's award cements the fact that she's one of the most respected professionals and up-and-coming leaders in the Sacramento region. So we all are fortunate to have such an incredibly talented leader on our team. I'm confident that the road ahead will continue to improve with Leslie in the driver's seat. So Leslie, you've had a remarkable impact on the city in your time with us. I look forward to seeing what you do next. So council, just wanted you and the community to know the special talent that we have, both with the award, but also she happened to just become promoted when Stu Hodgkins left as city engineer. So really, really proud to have her. Thank you, Mayor.
Woo-hoo, good job, Leslie.
Thank you very much.
So, Leslie, I've heard great things about you down at SACOG with your interaction with their staff. As Chris was talking, you know, he mentioned the $6 million for the electric greenway, the $1 million for that other thing. You know, so in 5 years, you've brought in $7 million. I mean, you're kind of setting a high bar there for the rest of the staff, so I like it. I like it a lot. And congrats on the being one of the 40 under 40. I know most people don't like to give out their ages, so we'll just leave it at that. So, but good job. You know, I think you'll fill Stu's shoes well. And probably a lot prettier too, so shoe-wise, that is. All right, so council members, anybody else want to have any other words for Leslie?
Just, this is Jeannie. I'd just like to add my kudos, Leslie. It's just great to have you on staff, and I've seen the good work you've done around, and also appreciate your quick response and how you handle inquiries and concerns from the public. So thank you very much for being available and being so customer oriented.
Thanks, Jeannie.
And if I could, congratulations, Leslie. It's well-deserved recognition and a well-deserved promotion. I know you would do well on this new endeavor. In fact, I'm confident of that. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, kudos.
Congratulations, Leslie. I'm tremendously proud of you, especially being a woman and an engineer. And that's a very competitive field, and I appreciate your efforts.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited for this new opportunity. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll just add that all of those things, ditto. And then also, we're very blessed to be able to find somebody to take on this role that's in-house. And so that puts you so far ahead of somebody else that comes along. And so thank you, and thank you for staying with us, and hope that you'll stay longer.
Thank you.
Yeah, Leslie, after this whole pandemic thing gets out of here, I'll be sure to bring in a cake so that we can celebrate truly, but you'll have to do it virtually for now. But thanks for being here. Thanks for all that you do. Keep up the good work. We expect good things to continue to come.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, next item, comments by council members and regional board updates. We'll start with Councilmember Middleton.
So busy week this week. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow is the League of California Cities. So I'm attending a lot of different workshops that are looking at how to address homelessness, post-COVID recovery for cities, and just a lot of different innovative issues and topics.
Great.
If I could ask Portia, how's the virtual format with the League of Cities? I was a little concerned with how they pull that off.
90% going very smoothly. We had a little bit of a glitch today during general session, so hopefully that doesn't carry over tomorrow when we have to vote. But overall, really well.
Good. All right, let's move to Councilmember Daniels.
Oh, thank you. No board updates, but I had a citizen bring it to my attention that Sacramento County has scheduled influenza vaccine clinics throughout the county, but nothing in Citrus Heights. We give them about $6 million a year, and hopefully we might be able to get some love back with that. So if somebody could maybe look into that and see if we can get them out into Citrus Heights to take care of that, especially again with COVID, homelessness, all that stuff. I think we deserve to be able to get a clinic out here and our folks taken care of too.
Yeah, Brett, saw the email that came in. We did reach out to them, haven't necessarily heard back yet. So
Excellent.
we'll follow up on that.
Good to hear. Thank you so much.
All right, so we heard from Portia, Brett, and Jeannie. Vice Mayor Miller.
Hey, not too much going on. I have been busy with the Sacramento Transportation Authority Ad Hoc Committee reviewing the applications for a new executive director. As you may know, Will Kempton was interim director, and he's helping us with both the search, the applications, and we'll be interviewing soon and bring him to the full board, I think, in December. Our regional transit, number of committee meetings, but nothing really of note to report. I did, right after our last council meeting, go to the 9/11 ceremony at Sylvan Cemetery, and Jim Monteaton was our master of ceremonies, and he did a real good job, and was a very solemn remembrance of everybody that passed on that day.
Hey, Steve,
That's it.
I've said this before, and if you're sitting on that committee, it's worth mentioning again and bringing back to the STA board. So STA is just Sacramento County, but it's a transportation measure that's, I don't remember how many, it was originally 30 years. I don't know how many more it's got left.
29.
But it's dawned on me in the past, SACOG does almost the same thing as the STA does. You could have a separate SACOG committee that handles the STA measure, save about $250,000 a year in salaries, and not have an overlap, and the exact same people have representation on SACOG as does STA. So just something to think about, maybe to bring up to that group. I'm sure that if they have one or two staff that are doing a bang-up job, that, might be able to work out with SACOG to bring them over, since they obviously, know that intimately. But you would save an executive director, and truthfully, with a measure that's on the books, 29 years left to go, it's a great way to save taxpayer money. So you might just
You may
pass
have a
that
point
on.
there, and we have a meeting coming up next week. I'll bring that up.
Okay, thank you. All right, from my end, got nothing, so we're good to go. Next time, Amy.
Next item is public comment, and members of the public may address the council on any item of interest to the public and within the council's purview, or on any agenda item before or during the council's consideration of the item. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each. If you wish to address the council during the Zoom meeting, please use the raise hand function or *9 from a telephone to indicate your desire to speak. When your name is called, I will unmute you to allow you to speak.
All right, Amy, I'm looking at the participants. I see no hands, but I do know, I think we've received a few written comments, so if you would go ahead, we'll move to those and have you read them.
Okay. So the first public comment is from Jacob Woodard. My name is Jacob Woodard. I'm writing this to express my strong opposition to Prop 16. Proposition 16 uses race to judge the qualifications of applicants to universities, to jobs, etc. This is totally unconstitutional and against the American value of equal rights. This is a textbook definition of racism, pure and simple. Let's all not be misled by the ballot label. We should all say no to discrimination, and most of all, discrimination from the state level. Please vote no on Prop 16 in November. The next public comment is from Flora Wong. My name is Flora Wong. I'm writing this to express my strong opposition to State Measure 16. State Measure 16 is racist. It uses race to judge the qualifications of applicants to colleges and to jobs, etc. What's next? Set racial quota for elected positions, set racial quota for NBA and NFL, set racial quota for TV anchors, set racial quota for movie stars, singers. State Measure 16 is divisive, allowing state government to decide which race gets preferential treatment and which race receives punishment is insulting and unfair. Our state is a great land of freedom and opportunity for everyone, for you and me. It is not a cage of racial tribes shackled to a caste system, right? Let's stand as one unified, freedom-loving people and say no to State Measure 16. Let's stand as one unified, freedom-loving people and stop this racist proposition from becoming our Constitution. I also have two public comment speakers for item 11 that I will go ahead and read
We're on
now.
the consent calendar, so go ahead.
The first comment for item 11 is from David Warren. He states, John Stuart Mill's 1859 book on liberty described the tyranny of the majority, equating the oppression of the minority comparable to that of a tyrant or despot. The proposed handbook amendment requiring 3 council members to set an item on the agenda prevents a minority of council members from placing a matter on a city council agenda. City residents must have guaranteed access to request agenda items for consideration, even if the issues are unreasonable or contrary to popular norms. That can only be accomplished when the minority of council members have sufficient strength to break through popular consensus. The proposed handbook amendment setting agenda matters ensures only the prevailing majority of council members will have matters considered for public discussion. The amendment prevents novel or controversial issues being fully vetted in public hearings and discussion instead of being decided secretly among the majority council members. An end run around the Brown Act's guarantee of public discourse. The proposed amendment requires that a council member who wants a matter set on the agenda must lobby at least 2 other council members before a meeting to obtain concurrence. Effectively, a tacit vote in support of an agenda item even before a public hearing, comment, and vote on a proposed matter. The perception, regardless of the reality, of seeking a quid pro quo among a majority of council members to place a matter on the agenda is repugnant and should be rejected. The City Council must ensure that the ridiculed idea of today should be considered for tomorrow's public policy. The next public comment for item 11 is from Tim Schaefer. He states, it is very unfortunate that the City Council has submitted changes to a 34-page document, but to which public comment is limited to 250 words to object to some of the purported changes and prevents thorough comment upon matters which should be amended. This matter should be removed from the agenda and sent to a committee for public hearing to allow all members of the community to submit recommendations for and or object to the city's proposed amendments. Because of the presentation word limitation, I must address my objection to a single item, the change in the number of council members who must agree to set a matter on the agenda. The amendment gives the appearance of attempting to prevent a minority of council members from setting a matter on the agenda for consideration by requiring at least 3 votes. The effect of this change of policy is to transfer setting the agenda from members of the City Council to the city staff, presumably the city manager, with the consequence that an individual not elected will henceforth be the gatekeeper for determining which matters are and which matters are not set for consideration at City Council meetings. Such a transfer of authority is a clear violation of the Brown Act, which directs that elected rather than unelected municipal officials set municipal policy. For these and other reasons for which there is insufficient time allowed for presentation of arguments, the proposed amendment should be tabled and referred to a committee for public hearing. And that concludes the written public comment under the general public comment.
Thank you, Amy. Next item, please.
Next item is consent calendar items 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Okay,
Second.
Like to pull number 11, please.
all right, so we have a request to pull 11. Jeannie and Portia, does your motion and second. Is that fine to have it hold for 5 through 10?
Yes.
All right.
That's fine.
Roll call, Amy.
Councilmember Bruins,
Aye.
Councilmember Daniels,
Aye.
Councilmember Middleton,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller,
Yes.
and Mayor Slowey.
Yes. All right, item 11, which is the amendment to the city council handbook. Brett, you asked for it pulled?
Yeah, I'd like to just get a report on it and get a clearer picture as to what we want to do.
Certainly. Chris Boyd, the city manager, from time to time, usually about this time each year, the staff reviews the council handbook along with many other practices within city operations, and look for areas for improvement, or in this case, for council's consideration. This is an item that has really more of a general best practice with agencies for the majority to place an item on the agenda. And so it's really a matter of kind of an annual review and really looking at a practice that's more common within cities. Typically, I think one of the reasons for that is that without a majority placing an item on the agenda, it's a different kind of item that comes back. It comes back typically without a staff report or any direction to staff. And so I think the idea is to ensure that items that come before council are likely more actionable. So those are the reasons.
Okay. When we first became a city, I think I remember that we actually did this with one, and then I think it was a few years back that grew to two, and it became required that two council members agree to put
Brett, it's
something-
been that way since 2003.
Okay, well, so it's been that way since 2003. So are we experiencing problems with the two-person system?
No, but if you look at across
That's
the
a question for
region,
the city manager, actually.
It really is a council item just for your consideration.
I'm trying to understand.
As I said, what I stated what our reasons were. It's a more common practice.
I'm aware of that by what you gave us in the packet, but what I'm getting at is, we're elected to represent citizens, residents, and we're their voice, and we bring their voice to council meetings. And sometimes that voice is not equally shared between council members, and I mean that in the fashion of we don't agree on everything, and that's fine. But I don't know that this two-person system has caused any type of excessive need or problem with our city and definitely our staff. It seems to be working pretty good, and it seems as if all of a sudden here we are coming up on an election in less than 4 weeks, and we know that we will see at least one new council member on the council. We may see 2 new council members on the council. And it would seem to me that it would be better for them to decide if they want to go forward with that in the future. This council only has 2 more meetings before that new council will be seated. And so to put this in place now and to put that on them later just seems to be a little premature. If that council, I guess, in December wants to go forward with this, then that's what happens. But I think for now, it just really seems to be a little premature to make this decision. I haven't heard anything at all from the city manager that would indicate that it would be better to move this to a 3rd person requirement. And simply because other cities or entities do it, doesn't seem to be a very strong argument as to the fact that we should do it. We've always been leaders. We haven't been followers. We've been leaders. And so I'm kind of surprised that other elected officials would pick up their voice to move forward with items. And I think that we would better serve our citizens if we did not do this, but at the very minimum, if we would continue it until at least after the election and we see who is on the next city council.
Steve, are you just dancing or you got a comment?
Well, I was turning my mic on, so I was telling my wife to be quiet, but that's not going to happen, so I'll just continue on. I did have a question for our city attorney, because I was intrigued with how Rockland does it, where a single council member upon city manager approval. That still could be a little prohibitive to a minority voice, but say they have a good idea. Is there a way the city manager, without asking how anyone would vote, to poll council members to see if we can put that on the agenda?
Yes, so that, what you're proposing, that is an exception to the Brown Act. Typically, the city manager or any other staff member can't poll multiple members about how they're going to vote. But the city manager or a staff member does have the ability to poll the council to see if they're interested in putting something on the agenda.
Yes.
My problem with the current system is whether it's one or two or three, it's usually a surprise. You know, because of the Brown Act, we can't talk about these issues amongst ourselves. So I'd like to have an avenue. I like the majority. Now, another thing I was told when I was a freshman on the council, when I bring up an idea for an agenda item, was that's what strategic planning is for. And I don't think we're changing that, but maybe we should put that in this item, is that a single council member can put it on the strategic planning agenda. And that's where we really vet whether we can afford to do it. Is the matter within the purview of the city, or is it, you know, maybe of national interest, but we can't do anything about it? Those type of things, and have that discussion at our strategic planning. And that's where we determine what we're going to be doing for the next 6 months, including major action items. So that's just my thoughts on it. And if I were to make a motion, I may want to change it to, you know, acknowledge that a single council member could, with city manager approval, could get something on the agenda.
So Steve, as far as your comment on the strategic planning, I mean, we've all agreed that once we go through a strategic planning event, you know, we've set staff up for the next 6 months, and if you want to change that, you've got to get a majority council to take it off. As you know, in strategic planning, there's always a spot for council member comments, so any topic can be raised at that point. So I would say, to your point of having it discussed at strategic planning, that already exists today. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't like the one and, you know, city manager poll or do whatever. I think makes sense on a majority because we would be redirecting staff. And I've seen that where two have asked and it comes back and there's really nothing there. We talk about it and it just kind of goes away. So I think 3 is a good idea. I've been elected for 17 years, and until my term's done, I am elected and representing the people. I think it's the right move, and I'm going to move the item.
Second.
All right, so Slowey moves, Portia Middleton second. Roll call, please, Amy.
Councilmember Bruins,
Aye.
Councilmember Daniels,
Yeah.
Councilmember Middleton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Miller,
No.
and Mayor Slowey.
Yes. Motion carries 3-2. All right. Next item, please.
Next item is public hearing, item number 12. The subject is review of draft allocation of federal 2021 Community Development Block Grant Funds and Action Plan. The recommendation is to hear public testimony on the CDBG allocation and action plan, and then continue final action until the October 22nd City Council meeting.
Okay, who is,
Good evening, Mayor, Council. It's Stephanie from
Hey,
the Community
Stephanie.
Development Department. 1 second, I'm trying to get my video on, sorry.
well, we can see you now, we can't hear you. Are you talking?
Yeah, sorry. Can you see my screen, but you can't see me, right?
I can see both.
Oh, you can see me? Okay, good. I'm so sorry. Okay, perfect. I can't see you. You went away, but if you can see me, perfect. Let's start over. Good evening, Mayor, Council. Stephanie Cotter, Community Development Department. I'm here to review the draft 2021 action plan for the CDBG program. So the purpose of tonight's item is to review the draft plan and to receive public comment. It is a public hearing. After tonight, we will continue the final action until the October 22nd City Council meeting. Just a little bit of background for mostly the benefit of the public. I'm sure you all are well versed in this now. Citrus Heights is an entitlement community under the federal CDBG program. In 2020, we received about $639,000 in our annual entitlement grant funds. Each year, CDBG grantees, including Citrus Heights, are required to submit an annual plan to HUD, which outlines the city's planned activities and funding allocations for the following program year. The CDBG calendar year is, or program year is on the calendar year. So it goes from January 1st to December 31st. We're estimating that the city will receive $600,000 in 2021. Like I said, we received about $639,000 last year, but we try to be conservative in our estimate in the event that we receive less because we start our program year before we actually receive our funding allocations. We try to be very careful so we don't have to go back in and cut funding for nonprofits. So based on $600,000 in total grant funds, 15% of that can be used for public services, which is $90,000. 20% of it can be used for planning and administration, which is $120,000. And the rest of it goes for capital projects, which is $390,000. So we started our development of the action plan in July. We released the funding application on July 10th. We held an application workshop for potential applicants on July 24th, and the applications were due on August 3rd. We got the applications and took it to the Quality of Life Committee meeting on September 9th, where we evaluated everything with them. On September 21st, we released the draft action plan for public comment. We made it available on the city's website and distributed it through our email list. On October 8th, which is tonight, we're holding a public hearing to review the draft plan, and then we'll bring it back to you on October 22nd to consider the final action plan. We received a total of 8 applications from outside agencies this year. The total requested amount was $133,000, almost $134,000. We only have $90,000 available, so it's never easy, and this year is no exception. We did receive 2 new funding requests. Single Mom Strong submitted a request for tutoring and distance learning support. Single Mom Strong is a local Citrus Heights nonprofit, and they were founded in 2015. Their mission is to empower single mothers and their children. This would provide distance learning and tutoring for youth ages 5 to 9 for 3 days per week. And Rebuilding Together submitted an application for home safety modifications for seniors. Rebuilding Together was established in Sacramento in 1991. This activity would provide home safety modifications like grab bars, repairs to stairs, and things like that for seniors, as I mentioned. Rebuilding Together has managed similar CDBG funded programs in SHR or for SHRA and the city of Rancho Cordova for 25 plus years. So they have a lot of experience. They put in their application, which is really significant, that home safety modifications reduce the risk of falling for seniors by 50%. And it significantly increases seniors' ability to live independently and comfortably and safely in their homes. So these are two great new applications we received. When evaluating the applications, which I'll show you the full list next, we had three things that emerged. The first one, the current needs of the city's low-income residents. We really were thinking about the current situation, what's going on right now in Citrus Heights, and the Single Mom Strong proposal was really relevant, and it seems like a really timely need right now. We also considered those recipients who received a CDBG CV grant. Sunrise Christian Food Ministry and Weave in particular, they each received $30,000 in CDBG CV funding. And lastly, other available funding. Last year, for the action plan for calendar year 2020, you approved $190,000 for the Housing Preservation Program. We haven't allocated this to a nonprofit yet, and we're actually preparing to release the RFP any day now. So our thought was that rebuilding together, since it can be considered a capital cost, and we have a lot more capital funding than we do public service funding. One idea is that they can apply under this $190,000 of funding for the program they have applied for under this program. So this table shows all of the applications. The proposed activity is on the left, and to the right of that is their requested amount. The yellow column is the Quality of Life Committee's recommendation. And then the three gray columns to the right of that show the CDBG CV award, their last year's CDBG award, and then their community support award or general fund amount that they receive. So we went over the first two new applications, Single Mom Strong. The Quality of Life Committee recommended fully funding them at $8,698. We generally try not to award nonprofits less than $10,000 because there are administrative requirements that go along with the grant. And so sometimes if the grant amount is too low, it's too much for them to administer, and it becomes more of a burden for them. However, some of the nonprofits also receive other funding. So when you combine their total amount of funding, it's not less than $10,000. So that's why we recommended that amount for Single Mom Strong. Rebuilding Together, the home safety modifications for seniors. As I just mentioned, we think that this would be a better fit under the capital category. And so we, when we met with the Quality of Life Committee, the determination was to not give them any funding in hopes that they reapply. And I have discussed with them, and they would absolutely like to reapply under that RFP. The Campus Life Connection Sayonara Center. This is an activity that we fund annually, and they're requesting $15,000. The Quality of Life Committee recommended funding them at $14,000, which is similar to what we have funded them in the past. They did receive $15,000 in CDBG CV funds, and they received a general fund award as well. They got $11,000 for 2021. Meals on Wheels does the senior meal delivery. They do the congregate meals. They also do home delivery, although they're doing all of them home delivery right now. They requested $16,000, and we recommended funding them at their request of $16,000. They received $14,000 for 2020 in CDBG, and their general fund award is $82,000 for fiscal year 2021. The Sacramento Self-Help Navigator. This is a program that we fund with a variety of funding sources. So this is a portion of the overall contract. And one important thing to note is that if we don't fully fund this with CDBG, we would have to use general fund to make up the difference in funding because we do have an existing contract So for that reason, we're recommending funding the full amount at $16,000. We did the city council allocated $125,000 of CV funding to support the Navigator program recently. And we do provide $35,000 out of the police department's budget to fund this position as well, the Navigator position. The Sacramento Self-Help Housing Renters Helpline, this is another contract that we have. It's a regional contract. The Renters Helpline, the Quality of Life Committee recommended funding them $22,871. This is a great service where renters can call into the hotline and get information about fair housing, information about eviction, what do they do in certain situations. It's a really valuable resource. They also provide education. They're doing a presentation at the collaborative meeting tomorrow morning, if anybody's interested, at 9 a.m. They do receive annually CDBG funding for this, but the Renters Helpline does not receive any general fund. We did provide them with a CV award of $8,400 for a temporary staff person to assist with the increase in eviction-related calls. Next is the Sunrise Christian Food Ministry, the Emergency Food Bank. They requested $22,000, and the Quality of Life Committee recommended $7,215. As I stated earlier, both the Sunrise Christian Food Ministry and Weave received $30,000 in CV funding, and the Sunrise Christian Food Ministry also received $5,700 in community support funds. We've requested $10,000, and the Quality of Life Committee recommended $7,216. This is really because they took the difference and split it between the two. It seemed like the fairest thing to do. We really value both programs, and we wish we could fund them all. The police department is really committed to the Weave program and has committed to finding funding elsewhere to make up the difference. But our thought with these two was that they still have CV funding available. And so we're hoping the CV funding gets them over until partway through next year. And we do expect to receive some additional CV funding that we could use to make up any gaps in their funding at that time. So the total recommended amount is $90,000. And I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Hi, thank you, Stephanie, for all your hard work on this. I know it's a challenge every year. The only thing I'd like to comment on is that if we do get more funding than we expected to get, if we could, if the rest of the council agrees with this, if we could direct it to the Sunrise Christian Food Ministry, since they requested a substantial amount more than we're giving them. And I know that their activity has increased by as much as 50%, and they could use any resources we throw their way. That's the only thought I have, and the rest of the council is good with that.
Okay. Any other comments or questions for Stephanie? Stephanie, I know this is a public hearing, but do you want to finish up?
Yeah, I just have one more quick thing. So just lastly, the remaining amount of funding, the capital funding, we're recommending putting that toward the annual citywide accessibility and drainage improvement project. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Great. So since it's a public hearing, again, if anybody's on as a participant and they wish to speak, simply use the raise your hand function. I know the clerk has gotten a couple to comments already. So let's go read the two comments and then double check, see if there's any hands, and then close the public hearing.
Okay, the public comments. So I've received 2 written public comments. The first is from Julie Habib. The Sayonara Center offers an after-school program for underserved children and youth in 1st grade through 12th grade. We provide a healthy meal, homework help, mentoring, and athletic and enrichment opportunities. Since March, we have had to make extreme changes to our schedule. With interactions being limited, the center has made creative adjustments to keep the relationships and resources going for the students and their families. During the week, an early dinner is available for pickup to the community. In September, we began an outdoor computer lab with free Wi-Fi for students to come connect and receive homework assistance. Additionally, weekly recreational days are held at a local park. We look forward to when we will be able to open back up as normal, but until then, we are committed to pursuing and providing opportunities to this community. We are grateful for the City of Citrus Heights' continued support of the Sayonara Center and of our efforts to benefit the underserved children and their families in the community. We have felt extremely supported by the city staff and clubs this past year. We are so proud to be a part of Citrus Heights. Thank you. The next public comment is from Kevin McAllister with Meals on Wheels. On behalf of all of us, we at Meals on Wheels by ACC value our long-standing partnership with the City of Citrus Heights, and we appreciate all of the support that we have received from the city during the COVID-19 pandemic. The risk for severe illness from COVID-19 increases with age, with older adults at the highest risk. With the Community Development Block Grant funds received from the City of Citrus Heights, we were able to deliver meals to our congregate nutrition participants' homes so that they could safely shelter in place. The funds also ensured that home-delivered meal participants continued to receive nutritious meals and wellness checks. Year-to-date, January 1st, 2020 to August 31st, 2020, Meals on Wheels by ACC's team delivered 4,922 meals to 105 congregate nutrition participants, a 12% increase over last year's meals, and 18,544 meals to 186 home-delivered meal participants, a 30% increase over previous year's meals. Thank you for supporting Meals on Wheels by ACC, efforts to ensure that the seniors of Citrus Heights receive meals, wellness checks, and supportive services during these unprecedented times. It is our hope that we can continue to partner together for many years to come.
Thank you, Amy. I will make a quick check, see if there's any hands out there. Don't see any.
I do see one
Oh.
raised hand.
Go ahead, sorry, I missed it. If you would call it.
So Tara Taylor, you will be given 3 minutes to speak, and you can now unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you so much. I just wanted to take a quick moment to introduce myself and our organization since we are a new applicant to this program. My name is Tara Taylor. I'm the founder and executive director of Single Mom Strong. And we are fairly new to Citrus Heights, although we are not new to the region. So I wanted to make sure that there was an understanding of who we are and what we do. Single Mom Strong is a nonprofit organization that creates community and empowers single mothers and their children through a variety of programs. In addition to our services for our moms, we have an arm that's called Empower Me Preschool and Child Care. Those programs serve all children with children of single parents receiving tuition discounts when the single parent volunteers in the center. We believe that quality early childhood education is important and should be accessible to all children. And we understand that with a single income, early childhood education is a dramatic or an extreme cost for a single income. So with that being said, we created a quality preschool program that serves children ages 2 to 5. And then we also serve school-aged children when school is closed. So as we all know, school has been closed since March, and therefore we have been open serving children of essential workers, children of single parents, children basically now of any Citrus Heights and regional resident who need distance learning support while their parents are working. So the program that we've asked for funding for is specifically for tutoring and distance learning support, understanding that we don't even know what the consequences of this change in school year will mean for our kids, but we're already seeing that they're falling behind. So our tutoring program gives them one-on-one support where we work through what they're experiencing through distance learning, and then specifically dial down to tutor in individual subject areas where they might be really struggling. So I just wanted to thank you for considering our application and let you know that we are really working hard to establish some on-the-ground support for local Citrus Heights residents, and we appreciate your consideration.
Thank you, Tara. Appreciate your time. Sure. All right, any other hands raised, Amy?
I do not see any at this time.
All right, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. So the recommendation is continue the final action until the next meeting in October. I will ask our attorney, Ryan, do we need a motion and a vote, or can we just kind of general consensus do that? What's your?
I think it's just direction. Unless Ms. Cotter thinks otherwise, I believe we just need to continue to the next meeting. We've heard your direction and can implement that for our next meeting.
Thank you. Anybody have any other direction than pushing it till the next meeting and giving it the final?
That's correct. You just need to continue until the next meeting.
So done. Great. Thank you. Next item, please.
The next item is public hearing, item number 13. The subject is 2020 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant. The recommendation is to adopt a resolution accepting the 2020 JAG funds in accordance with state requirements.
Okay. Who from the PD is keying this one up?
This is Commander Russo. I think he's just getting his PowerPoint set up there real quick.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Yeah, you got to get a little quicker on that draw there, Commander.
Sorry, using a different computer this evening. Good evening, Mayor, Council, and community members. I'm here quickly to discuss a resolution to accept the expenditures for the Justice Grant, the Justice Assistance Grant. This grant is going to be used to purchase taser replacements. Our tasers have a shelf life of approximately 5 years, and as we can, we replace those as they start to fail. This is also going to be used to purchase load-bearing vests, which help alleviate the long-term wear and tear of an officer's equipment, and suspenders to keep the belt up. The funding is also being utilized for training for what's going to be the NIBER system, which is our new tracking of statistics for the department. And this is awarded this year for $22,942, which must be spent by September of 2021. And there is no fiscal impact, so there is no matching funds. And I'm just requesting that we accept this resolution to accept these funds.
Great. Thank you, Commander. Any council members have any questions for the Commander?
So moved.
All right, so hold on. It's a public hearing. So let me open the public hearing first, see if there's anybody wishing to make any comments.
I do not see any raised hands, and I do
All
not
right.
have any written comments.
And no written. All right. So I'll close the public hearing. And now, Jeannie, what were you saying a minute ago?
I move we approve the resolution to accept the funds.
Thank you.
Second.
Bruins makes the motion. Middleton seconds. Roll call, please, Amy.
Councilmember Bruins,
Aye.
Councilmember Daniels,
Aye.
Councilmember Middleton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Miller,
Aye.
and Mayor Slowey.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Just like the previous. All right. Next item.
Next item is a successor housing agency item, item number 14. The subject is transfer of 6550 Ming Way, the Sayonara Neighborhood Park, to the Sunrise Recreation and Park District. The recommendation is to adopt a resolution of the successor housing agency of the City of Citrus Heights, authorizing and approving the transfer of a park located at 6550 Ming Way to the Sunrise Recreation and Park District, and finding such transfer exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act.
Good evening again, Mayor, Council, Stephanie Cotter, Community Development Department. This item is a successor housing agency item. And just to clarify, our successor housing agency is our city council. So that is why we held the joint meeting for this item. So going back to 2008, the city's former redevelopment agency purchased 6550 Ming Way, which we now know as the Sayonara Neighborhood Park, as part of the Sayonara redevelopment project. It was one of 15 properties that were purchased as part of this project. In 2010, the city relocated the tenants that were living in the units and demolished the dilapidated housing units. In 2011, the state dissolved redevelopment agencies, and Citrus Heights lost our redevelopment funding as well. In 2012, the city completed construction on the park and the Sayonara Center across the street. And in 2012, because of the dissolution of redevelopment agencies, the housing assets that used to be owned by the redevelopment agency were transferred to the city's successor housing agency, which, as I mentioned, is really overseen by the city council as well. So the neighborhood park is located on Ming Way and Sayonara Drive. It's on the south side of Sayonara Drive. The parcel's about 0.16 acres. It's a little park, and it is fully developed right now. The reason we're bringing this to you tonight, and we have discussed this with the Finance Committee and the Quality of Life Committee in the past, because of the dissolution of redevelopment agencies and other factors, there's been operational challenges, lack of funding, and the park is aging. The city isn't really set up to manage parks the same way that the Sunrise Recreation and Park District is. We don't have dedicated park maintenance staff, and we don't have a lot of the equipment and tools that are needed on hand, like a park district would. The lack of funding, as I mentioned, the redevelopment agency, we had some remaining funding that brought us through for a little while, but that is all gone. And there continue to be maintenance expenses, potential liability costs, and other associated expenditures like taxes, utilities, and all of the things that come along with owning property. The park is also aging, and so the need for repair is likely going to increase. And we're trying to be proactive in partnering with the Sunrise Recreation and Park District because it's really a fiscally sustainable solution to keep the park nice and operational, and also relieve the city of a cost that we don't have a proper funding source to maintain. Whereas the park district is really well suited to do this work. They have a park right around the corner, and we're partnering in providing them with CDBG funding because that is something that we can provide them with. However, our CDBG funding can't be used for regular maintenance and operation. So the proposed transfer includes the following points. The Sunrise Recreation and Park District would take ownership of the park, and they would continue to operate it for the benefit of the public. The Park District will pay the successor housing agency $1. And as I mentioned, the City Council approved a total of $300,000 in CDBG funding for the Park District to use on eligible improvements in parks located within Citrus Heights. The first $100,000 was used in 2019 to replace the Rush Park playground, and the remaining $200,000 was allocated as part of the 2020 CDBG action plan, and the Park District is planning to use that funding to do bathroom upgrades to the Rush Park and San Juan Park bathrooms. And I also want to mention that Dave Mitchell is here on behalf of the Sunrise Recreation and Park District, if you have any questions for him. Just an overview of the process of transferring the property. The Planning Commission made a determination on September 23rd that transferring the property was consistent with the city's general plan. Tonight, we're here for a successor housing agency resolution to approve the transfer. And if that is approved, then it will go to the Sunrise Recreation and Park District Board on October 15th. So I'm happy to take any questions. And as I mentioned, Dave Mitchell is here as well.
Great. Any council members have any questions for Stephanie or Dave?
Nope.
All right. Dave, thanks for being here. I don't think we have any questions for you, but we'll give you a smile, shake your hand, take your dollar, and love to pass this piece of property off to you. Thanks for agreeing to keep it in shape. I mean, you know, it's used every day by the folks over there at the Sayonara Center, so thanks for the
Thank you very much.
amicable solution here. What's the pleasure of the council?
I move approval of the resolution to transfer the park over to Sunrise Rec and Park and to accept their $1 purchase price.
We have a second.
Second.
Second by Brett, motion by Bruins. Roll call, Amy.
Councilmember Bruins?
Aye.
Councilmember Daniels?
Aye.
Councilmember Middleton?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller?
Aye.
And Mayor Slowey.
Aye. Motion carries. Congratulations, Dave. Thank you. All right, next item.
Next item is Department Report number 15. The subject is Vote Center and November Elections Update. And good evening, Mayor and Council members. Amy Van, City Clerk, and I will be giving the update and providing an update on the locations within the city of Citrus Heights for the November election. Voters can choose how, when, and where they want to vote. Ballots were mailed out this week. Voters can return their ballot by mail. No stamp is needed. Remember to make sure to sign and date your return envelope. The county is working closely with the post office to ensure timely delivery of the ballots that are postmarked by November 3rd. Voters can drop off their ballot at any of the 58 secured ballot drop box locations within Sacramento County. And we have 3 locations here in Citrus Heights. We have the Citrus Heights City Hall. We have a 24-hour ballot drop box here in front of City Hall. There's also the Sylvan Oaks Library, and then Rayleigh's on Lichen Drive. And I'd just like to note that something new is all Rayleigh's and Bel Air stores throughout Sacramento County actually have a ballot drop box available at their sites. Voters may vote in person at any vote center location in the county beginning on October 24th, 11 days prior to and including Election Day. Some vote centers will open, including Citrus Heights City Hall right here across the hallway from our council chambers. It will be open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., including weekends. All remaining vote centers will open on October 31st, 4 days prior to and including Election Day. And all locations opening on October 31st in Citrus Heights are the Sylvan Oaks Library and Citrus Heights Fellowship Church. The hours do vary for each of the vote centers, and they are open weekends. At a vote center, voters will be able to drop off their voted ballot, vote in person, request a replacement ballot, register to vote or update your registration, vote using accessible ballot marking device, and receive voting assistance in multiple languages. For a complete list of vote centers and ballot drop box locations, voters can visit elections.saccounty.net, or they can call 800-762-8019. The county has also developed an interactive map that you see here that shows all of the locations throughout Sacramento County, and you can zoom in and find the nearest location to you. Lastly, voters are encouraged to vote with the ballot that is mailed to them safely at home and to vote early. Vote centers are available with safe in-person voting options, but the County Elections Office is anticipating long lines, especially on Election Day. And some tips, if you do vote in person, include wearing a face covering and practicing social distancing. Gloves, hand sanitizer, and masks will be available for voters. And with that, I would be happy to respond to any questions.
Great, thanks for doing that. Amy, I believe we're 26 days out from November 3rd. And, you know, right here at Citrus Heights City Hall, you'll be able to vote in person. Everybody should have got their ballot this week. So no excuse. If you didn't get one, stop into a vote center and you can pick one up and vote. Very important function. So please do so. Any questions for Ms. Fan? All right. Thank you, Amy. Well done. Next item.
The next item is city manager items.
I have none this evening. Thank you.
The next item is items requested by council members or future agenda items.
Any items from 1, 2, 3? I don't even know where we're at now on the put it on the agenda. I don't know when that takes effect, but okay.
Nothing.
Great. Jeannie, have a safe trip home. Same with you, Portia.
Thank you.
With that, hearing nothing else by the council members, I will adjourn the October 8th council meeting. Thank you.